guys. Oh, I mean, that's one way to start a video, isn't it? Because what I've got underneath me, well, underneath there, is a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine that's giving me 386 kilowatts of power and 625 newton meters of torque, getting me to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.2 seconds. That's because I'm in the Defender 90 V8. Yes, I am, baby. Yes, I am. And I'm not cool enough to be driving this. I'm not cool enough to pull it off, but I don't care. Because this is the kind of car that makes you cool. Do you know? It's got so much street cred. Like, it's just turning heads. Like, people just keep, like, looking. I think it's because they think someone's famous in it. And then I fall out the bloody car, and they're like, oh. And when I say fall out, like, it ain't elegant getting in and out of this. I don't know if any of you saw my video that I put up of trying to get a car seat in here. Holy baboli. I don't even think that's a word. But anyways, that was awful. But it's not supposed to be the practical one. Do you know what I mean? You get the 110. That's for that. That's got 4 doors or 5 doors, whatever you want to call it. Just not 2. 2. You know, getting in and out of the back there, trying to get Luca in and out of his car seat is a pain in the bloody ass. Okay, let me start with a couple of the negatives, okay? Just to get those out the way, because I don't really care too much about it. But so that's one issue because of the practical side of things, okay? But that's not what the buyer is going to care about. But what they might care about is those black squares, which are called floating pillars, not pillows, pillars, in the rear windows there, all about a look. Okay, so this awesome looking car, it's got like an extended black styling package or whatever, so I think it looks all amazing, and it does look amazing with those. It's even got sort of the black 22-inch 5-spoke wheels, and you know, everything's just all black and it looks amazing. But those create a Mursa blind spot, okay? So that's not great. And yes, this tells you when you shouldn't, and whatever, but I would like to be able to see through the windows. And also, I think when you're in the back there, it can be quite claustrophobic, even though it's quite spacious. So that sucks. The other thing is, and this is very much a personal thing, Alcantara. Okay, suede. Ooh, but it gives me the thrills. Like, I hate a steering wheel covered in this. It's like one massive ice cream stick. And if anybody who knows me knows, I've got a massive fear of ice cream sticks, and the feeling they give me the and now it's giving me that feeling, makes my tongue go funny, it makes my tingles in my neck, it just, no, all the nopes. And I don't care if you think I'm weird, because I know there are people watching this who feel the same way, and you need to admit it. Okay, so that's a bummer, but it is heated. So are these seats heated and ventilated, I might add. And then, well, I think those are the tailgate is very heavy, obviously. Okay, not only got the tire on it, but it's a heavy car. You know, it's big, it's bulky. Well, not really, but it's heavy, and so that is a bit of a pain. And the boot is obviously flippin' tiny. You get a few grocery bags in there, and that's about it. But again, I don't care about the practical side of things because I think it's cool. And it's got all the bells and whistles. It feels like a Defender, which again, I think Land Rover have done so well. Like, everybody was so skeptical about the fact that they were going to have to, you know, keep sort of the traditional elements of the Defender that we so loved and respected and merge it into something very modern. And I think they've managed to do that almost quite beautifully. There are a number of complaints about this car that I get from buyers, people who've owned one or bought one and they've now since sold it. But then I've also got the others who like completely like sing the praises of the new Defender. My dad he owns an old Defender. I'm sure I've mentioned this on videos before. He's got a long wheelbase, like a 1997 Defender. He loves that car so much that he refuses to sell it, even though it leaks. I mean, it has a Land Rover toilet. There is a thing called a Land Rover toilet. Did you know that? I didn't know that until my dad. They had their what do you call it? Where they park the cars, whatever, driveway, wowzer, redone, and he had to put a Land Rover toilet in for it. So it's like a square with like pebbles in it, so it doesn't mess up the brickwork of the driveway. I mean, that is absurd. Anyways, he loves the sort of OG, okay? The original gangster vibes. But he kind of still has a bit of respect for this. I think if he could afford it, he would probably buy it quite happily. I know that.
And it goes a little
Something like this. 1, 2, stop. Don't ask me because I don't know why it is. And that's the way it is. Not yet. So it sits around like 2.5 mil. Okay, so you're paying for your street cred. And then something I haven't really thought to mention, but maybe I should because people do tend to ask, is even if you're driving conservatively, you are going to be sitting at about 16 litres per 100 Ks. That's if you're driving mindfully. So if you don't want to spend a lot on fuel, this is not the car for you. I've had it like 4 days, 3 days. I've literally only driven around town. Oh, and I went to Somerset, so I did like maybe 70 Ks. I'm now under half tank. Beak. Like that. And that's the way it is. I just think that this is a car that is like for someone who wants to make a statement. This specific model. Because like I say, it turns so many heads. And then, okay, so, I'm so happy I've gotten really used to, like, back in the day when Land Rover first came out with this review mirror, it's called Clear View or Clear something, I can't really remember what it is. It's not important. It made me feel a bit like, whatever, and now, I'm like, it's so sort of high definition and so great, because I was driving in a car the other day, it was the RAV4 plug-in hybrid that we got to sneakily test, and they're trying to attempt that, or I don't know what they've done with it. I don't know why they have it, because it is awful. It makes you feel so nauseous, you can hardly see. I don't know, it's just terrible. This is quite spectacular, actually. So I haven't actually spoken about how it drives yet. I think like it feels very well pointed in corners despite its sort of shape and height and everything. This is going to be for that guy or girl who wants to, or person who wants to go like on like a very cool semi-adventurous road trip, or just wants to look cool in town, like with a bit of street cred. Do you know? I'm happy to rock up for drinks, in this, maybe not drinks, but because, they don't have to Uber back. But anyway, actually, I love it. Like I say, it brings out my cool. Ever happened to you, not me? I don't know. And that's the way it is. Huh.